We welcome everybody.
Sweet violence. Yes, that is what that was. The violence. Which was sweet. Good music choice, too.
It's past midnight. We're getting into some silly hours here.
Yeah, this is when people start doing shit and they don't think they can be fired because the real big boss isn't watching.
Yeah, corporate's all asleep, guys. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Well, that's what I think all the time. It's a great way to live life.
Yeah, well, it's prime Valve watching hours, so.
Valve doesn't watch Dota.
That's true. They're watching CS2 right now.
You know, that's like all a myth. Like, they just made this shit up like Gabe plays Sand King. No, he doesn't.
It's all propaganda.
Yeah, it's just like to make people think. Meanwhile,
are you saying that email isn't going directly to Gabe?
Look, all I'm saying is I've sent like 10,000 emails to Gabe Newell at valvesoftware.com, and he has never replied once to my cook-off invitation. Don't play sad music. It's not a sad story.
Maybe he just doesn't like you.
That's probably likely. Probably because I sent him 10,000 emails. I send him one every day, just so he knows that I still care.
Hey, Gabe. Casted the TI finals the other day. Hope you heard it. Love to meet you. All right, Quinn Leshrak versus Yopaj Puck. This is going to be an interesting matchup.
This is two beasts of a mid laner on their signature heroes, man.
Yeah, I think you asked me at the game one, right? If I'm thinking of Quinn and a hero, you said first it's Pango, and then second it's Leshrak.
Yeah, he is level 30 on Lesh, and Yopaj is level 30 on Puck. So we combine those. It's 60 levels of pubs tormented between these two. Disgusting.
How'd you feel about the analysis? They were actually split on the desk for once.
Yeah. It's an interesting split. I think this game could go either way, but I do like the Venge again. I feel like this has been Gaimin's most successful hero of the tournament, to be honest. The one they've looked the most consistent with in terms of just scaling with it, getting like the good teamfight utility up. If I was going to pick one thing I feel like I've taken away from Gaimin trying to adjust in this meta and struggling, I feel like they just said, okay, we're going to pretend we have Amar on our team. And they are just prioritizing ATF's offlane hero pool. Just all the blink stunners. I guess Collapse is playing something similar, but he's not nearly doing as well. But I feel like they've just given up on this idea of playing the big team fighters for Ace, and it's starting to work a bit better, I guess. The downside is for this team that loves to have their utility in ball, they got to make it up elsewhere, which is on the supports, which is why I think the Venge works really well for them.
Got to keep an eye on every lane as kills abound everywhere. Damn. Two of them for Gaimin Gladiators in the side lanes. Quinn isn't able to get the kill on Yopaj yet.
Once more of these side lanes being really strong for Gaimin.
Yeah. Not too surprising that the Centaur lane is able to kill a Phoenix, I would say, early on.
That lane is really strong. We saw them demolish people with Muerta TI. Tofu is very confident with it, and it's one of these heroes that can cause puck problems in that mid game too. Calling is not an easy spell for that hero to play into. You pretty much have BKB as an option, and I guess Hurricane, like 4-staff Pike. But otherwise, it just messes you up.
Yeah, it's really annoying for, like, you know, randomly, you're going to try and dive into a team fight as a Phoenix, get a Supernova off, but you run into the Silence.
Also annoying, yeah.
You end up just kind of like Silencer. You just go straight back to where you started.
So I think Muerta can do some serious damage in these fights. The Lifestealer maybe doesn't care as much. Mars can sometimes just arena you first. And Rubik, maybe you can steal something, but otherwise, this dual offlane for Gaimin could be really strong this game.
Speaking of stealing things, Liquid dropped out of this tournament pretty early, but they did do well at Bet Boom. Dacha managed to get second there, per the usual. But one of the things they did it off of was the Venge Alchemist, which they directly stole from Gaimin Gladiators.
That was a really long way of saying that Gaimin liked Venge Out. What did Liquid have to do with any of that?
They took Gaimin Gladiators' strategy and did very well with it.
But they would have got second anyway, so it literally had no impact. This is
well,
a
if
relevant
you believe
story.
that, then they would have gotten second at this event, too.
Well, maybe they didn't steal their strats again.
I'm just saying, they rode that Alchemist Venge all the way to the finals.
It is strong. I mean, the lane is near unlosable with Acid Spray plus Vengeance or Wave.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mid game and the fights are just really good. The Alch can play super aggressive. You can jump in, or like you don't have to necessarily insta pop your BKB. See what happens. They stun you. You're gonna get bursted. Oh, you swap him out. He has a shield. He starts regenning, goes back in. Very obnoxious combo. Very, very obnoxious combo. And again, I think this Venge is the crux of what's working for Gaimin. Flip side though, on Shopify, we're gonna see what Artur can do with this Lifestealer. We've seen some pretty successful Lifestealers this tournament.
Ward behind the tower, stun into silence, but they can't get Ace close enough. Still do some heavy damage, and honestly, maybe kick him out of like nice fear shot. That was beautiful from Tofu, surviving on 35 HP, nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. Arteezy eventually falls. Tofu gets a little bit low at the same time, but Kidtrek cannot collect on that kill. And he just needs to stay alive to be able to collect the experience of these creeps as they're dying, but he's going to be chased down by Ace, and they'll finish the job. Double kill as a big rotation from Celery sets it all up.
That's so much gold into Ace's pocket. He gets both those last hits. That is the dream on that rotation. Do lose Dyrachyo on the other side, but honestly, that's well worth it. You'll take that every time. Accelerate this man in a position where he can take over the team fights, take over the map. The Alch will always catch up. Not the biggest loss in the world. And Quinn is continuing to win mid here. I do think this matchup is a little less favored, but making the most of it. Up some CS, up some net worth, and looking for that 6-minute rune. Gaimin will try and contest this once more. Shopify meet them there. Bring both supports. An NA Classic. Players have all grown up playing against each other, and they're still doing it today.
Maybe it's a little minor, but I'm surprised in the Puck matchup he doesn't max out Lightning over Edict. Saberlight, spot him with the Wave of Terror. Can't disappear into the trees. Chain stun underneath the Acid Spray, so taking lots of damage over time. Not enough to threaten him, though. He's gotten a lot of farm out of this lane, and he's going to use some of that farm to turn back around and see if he can kill Celery. The spear doesn't quite do it, though.
A lot of regen getting burnt out here. I think Dyrachyo's fine with that. The resources are gone. He's happy on the lane. And Raindrop doing a lot of work for Celery in that early fight.
Saberlight still hunting Celery. Still maybe hunting Dyrachyo. Landed the spear on him. Now trying to disappear, but the concoction goes off anyway onto Thea Liqueur. Takes a healthy amount of damage. Rubik does not have a lot of armor to work with.
And he just wants his level 6. Ooh, misses the shield. That's going to give a lot of freedom to him. Meanwhile, Quinn is just wreaking havoc with level 4 Edict already up. Melting this tower, man. God damn. You said something there. Probably R-rated. I mean, you're saying max the lightning, but
He doesn't have range.
Oh, yeah, he's dead. Absolutely. He's still level 4, dude. Ooh, this lane is not going well for Artur at all. This is another struggle of an early game for Shopify. Something happened after that first game, and Gaimin stepped it up a notch. They are just creating pressure on all 3 lanes here. And I feel like Edict is a little underrated right now. I feel like it's what makes this hero a bit more viable. You get some early towers, and you get early towers, and you have a bit more damage mix. This spell is more efficient damage per mana as well on a hero that sometimes runs out.
Coil, they're going to try and punish Quinn from pushing forward all the time to try and threaten this tower. They just can't finish the job. Saberlight TP's in too late. I think they probably thought they only needed 3 heroes for it. Not the case.
Stampede bails him out. Fast level 6 for Ace off all those kills. Maybe not expecting it, but I guess it was up the same time Arena was up, so.
Situation where those lanes, side lanes go a little bit better for Shopify. They have a couple of higher levels on these supports. They can actually get that kill. But now Quinch is going to run it back. He's like, okay, use your coil. Now your mid tower is dead.
as I go.
There is no way to stop this, pretty much.
Radiant's bottom tower
Meanwhile, your Alec has 6 from before, so he's not killable, and this Centaur is just ginormous.
Don't mind me.
Wouldn't mind a Yules in this game for Quinn either. I don't know if it's that good scale-wise, but it could be pretty nice to just Yules this puck, drop him into a calling. Pretty nasty. Especially the pace they're setting here. This could be an incredibly fast objectives-based game if this Alc gets a lot of space off these other 2 cores being strong.
Dyer's
Yeah,
They'll
don't
take
let
up. Also nice.
Don't let the Lifestealer ever get a chance to come online.
He's far behind already. For what's supposed to be a favorable lane matchup, get a little fear.
Pops away, Stampede trying to catch up. And Coil, but he's just running out of spells. You can only dodge for so long. Now, they do kill Dyrachyo on the other side of things, so that's a very significant kill, especially since Arteezy was able to be a part of it.
That's big catch-up gold for Artur. Surprised they got that, honestly. Able to connect the arena, bring the Lifestealer in. Nice heads-up play. Try and get out of it alive.
And he'll make it out. Also, it's cool that because he makes that kind of play, it leaves the Phoenix in a solo lane, so you can kind of catch up. You really need some team fight, it seems, right now, and level 6 goes a long way to get that.
It's Puck Phoenix. As long as you can get the levels up, you have more than enough damage. Man, this tower being down, it does hurt Yopaj. Limits the power room potential, the rotations, them fighting around him. All of it's kind of just gone. That'll be a DD into the Leshrax's pocket. Not a bad one to pick up.
Continue to play some gate games, and that will catch Kidtrack out, allow them to take this tower. Something that I think Gaimin Gladiators may still try and hold. They're going to smoke down to bottom.
It's a significant lead right here. It's going to be a really fast blink after this fail. Dude, look at how farm he is, man. Hot mama, that's a big Centaur.
It's a big old stallion right there, boy. Nice pin. Little pick off. Not, I don't know, that for a smoke, I guess you need something to work with here. They'll take the support, but they'll trade a support for it. I kind of expected them to go bottom lane and see if they could kill the Alc again, but...
Dyrachyo's just planted himself here, man. He refuses to give this space up. Defending this tower, I like this. He gave up 1 or 2 deaths, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter if you maintain the map control. Because you're still eliminating their access to the camps, you're keeping your tower up. You prefer not to die, but if you look at the state of this game right now, the fact this tower is still alive, it's very annoying for Shopify.
This is quite the attempt. I don't know how that would even work. They'd have to calling and throw Unstable Concoction kind of at the same time.
Yeah, that was bold. Ambitious, one might say.
But yeah, if you get these other cores in a right position to dominate fights, is this one that Quinn can do? He's getting out of that supernova. He's going to survive. Oh, that TP away. Instant fear shot, but Kidtrack's able to dive on back, so not a big deal. Everybody on Shopify lives, but again, they miss out on a very crucial kill on Quinn's Leshrax.
Just too tanky. Dyrachyo shows up just in time to stun himself. Classic Alchemist gameplay. But right now, it's Ace dominating this map. And wherever he goes, you are not fighting this man. It's causing Shopify problems. We have seen them recover from this type of game state before, though.
When was that?
Well, for example,
that game 1.
Yeah, that game 1, right? They were in a similar position where they were down off their laning phase. Saberlight had a pretty rough start. They were able to come back.
Yeah, I guess something about this game feels a little harder to do that.
I would agree.
Right away, right? I think they still can. It's just... Yeah, I think it's mostly just a Lifestealer, for me, that limits them. Just a very slow hero when you lose lanes.
This is...
Yeah, not the easiest kill. And trying to go on a off-lane Mars right next to a tier 2 tower you're not going to be able to burst him down so easily. So, bit of an error there from Gaimin Gladiators. Does force a lot of rotations from Shopify. And all they get out of it is Celery.
I honestly feel like that play, they know they're not going to kill him. They just wanted to get some sort of response.
Yeah, okay.
Re up the map? I don't know. Because there's no way their calculations are that
Radiant's
off.
bottom tower is under attack.
Well, might get him the second round.
Radiant's
Or he'll stun himself again. Oh.
Or they'll stun. Oh, he does stun himself. So close to getting it off.
Give him the bing bong.
Alucor just wants to save this lightning. He's like, no, please, this is such a good spell for me. They're not going to let him get away with it, though.
Well, space for the Lifestealer. Look at him go. You will have an Infest Puck Bomb at some point, or that Mars. It's going to be a nice explosive jump. If you can burst a big core target off it, not a bad way to start the fight.
Yeah, that would be really good. It'll just be a test of whether or not Gaimin Gladiators have gotten enough out of the lanes to be tanky enough to survive through that.
I mean, what was that, man? I think you're just going to hoof stomp Yopaj Puck. The highest KDA player of the tournament. The player with the most 0 death games of the tournament.
Yeah. Before, I mean, maybe that game 2 changed things, but...
Bulba's disciple.
Celery doing some interesting farming here.
The Puck Master.
Now you're just making up things. Bulba's disciple. I think Yopaj wants that.
Dude, maybe Bulba's like the C mid-player whisperer. He just goes and recruits all these Southeast Asian mid-players.
Does that whisper? Big Storm Spirit. Is that the whisper?
Could be, you never know.
is under attack.
Also whispers on OG now, so.
Leave that for Lacoste, man.
16-minute power rune.
It is
Regen for Yopaj.
not the one he would have wanted, but he'll take it. Get some extra farming. I mean, this game has slowed down a bit. There isn't any chain killing or any nonsense like that, so Shopify stabilized the map. Get through this period where Ace was Omega strong.
It's like good for them, but not great, right? Because there's just Leshrac farming, Alk farming.
Yeah, but there is some comeback scaling here between the Puck and the Lifestealer. Like, you push this game really late. I can see you overcome some of the strength.
Radiant are scanning.
Alk and Centaur maybe fall off a little bit. You can kite them out in fights, get some good Supernova arenas going. It's an aggressive
Runs in
move.
and spears him. Damn. They're going to be able to get the coil. Supernova on the side
good
here.
egg
They can't
arena.
attack the egg. It's right on the wall.
Really
This
good.
is perfect for Shopify. But the jump in from Doraccio after the egg explosion, not quite what he wanted to do there. Couldn't do the damage, not against the stun ray. This is a
Die too.
bad fight. He just picked up the blink dagger and it got him killed, man.
And
He could have
Ace
been
went
farming
back
up a
in as
BKB.
well.
He could have been working towards an AC, but he bought a Blink Dagger. He chose to try and join his team on a fight, and it just killed Gaimin Gladiators' advantage.
And that damage is pretty evenly split. All 5 of Shopify's heroes getting work done in that fight. That is the dream. You bait the clump onto the Mars, egg on the high ground, dodges the hoof stomp, and then you just lock them all in that arena. Infest buys time, saves Saberlight. Just super heads-up plays all around from Shopify here. Yopaj able to finish off Quinn as well. Just the dream. And that's that egg arena. That's the comeback potential right there.
Yeah.
And if you're Gaimin, I mean, it's another team fight that's just desynced. Shopify gonna laugh all the way to the bank on that one.
Yeah.
And now we got a Dota game, right? Back to 1K.
Mm-hmm.
This Lifestealer is really strong in the fight. If he gets to just sit there and hit people, there's not really a direct answer to him. Al can sort of answer this matchup later on. He gets, you know, he's like weird builds, Swift Blink, Mjolnir, Abyssal type itemization where you have really fast attack speed and you just perma bash him.
I mean, isn't AC a big part of the build against Lifestealers?
It's another attack speed item that can do it.
None of those items you listed were Blink Dagger, though.
Well,
So
Swift Blink.
Oh yeah, I guess the Swift Blink. You're right, but that's like a later item, right? My point being is that not only has he died, setting back his net worth, but he's also invested 2,000 gold into an item that may kill him even worse against this Lifestealer.
Depends when that rage goes off, when he can get in there. I mean, that blink stun wasn't bad. The problem was the fight was just over by the time he went in.
Yeah.
Under attack.
I think Blink's okay here. It's just you have to take smarter fights, and you threw a lot of net worth advantage away. A lot. And you're also going to face this issue of the Centaur Mars matchup. Like, if I had to rate these heroes, I feel like Mars is just a stronger hero. Just straight up.
Yeah.
I think he scales better. I think his spells are generally more flexible and do more. He does way more damage. His utility can be a lot stronger. So you really have to make that Centaur work in terms of his early game, giving him a lead and then abusing it. That's how I feel. It'll be BKB for Ace, but Saberlight has plans of his own as he finds another quick pickoff.
Saberlight Mars continues to pop. And now they're going to have that Radiance doing on the Lifestealer.
They also got the spell they won here, Calling on the Rubik. That's big.
Ooh, yeah.
That's really big.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Gonna
attack.
decimate the blink and initiations here. The Leshrac isn't going to be able to walk in the fight, not to mention the attack speed slows here. Really nice extra spell to have on Theolacor when you drop this arena egg and you're trying to protect it.
One thing I do like about whenever I see Lifestealer is it always seems to enable your team to be able to play pretty four-man together. Because the Lifestealer can kind of just go around doing his own thing. So they do have this constant threat, this really strong team fight of Mars, Phoenix, always kind of together with the coil thrown on top of it. Gaimin Gladiators got to be really careful with any engagements that they take. And I think their call is just to wait on BKBs.
Yeah, they want the Alk one. It's flying out now. That AC would be nice. Bloodstone done for Quinn. There's some survivability. He also wants BKB this game. I guess triple BKB timing looks pretty formidable as well.
Yeah, I mean, Coil, Arena, and, Supernova, like, those three heroes don't do anything against BKBs, so...
Also allows you to just man up and kill the egg. Theolacor looks dead here.
Oh, Infestate.
Got me. Still almost died. That was very well calculated. I approve. And a good shard. Phoenix shard. Really nice this game. These Sunrays are going to be big if you can get them off. Again, BKB timing, probably your biggest concern here if you're Shopify. But if you can take fights around that or bait out early BKBs and then re-engage, you're super happy. Gaimin want to use Ace once more initiation-wise, get this fight started. But where's there to go? You pretty much have to just force the triangle or
Radiant are scanning.
force Roche. I mean, they scan it.
This is going to be maybe killer for their smoke play. A haste rune on Puck.
Oh, found the
Garage will
Mars.
find the opening on the Mars, and they're going to blow him up right away. They can't do anything. The Supernova is still going to successfully explode, but Gaimin Gladiators are able to reset back.
I'm surprised they didn't just kill it. Yeah, the BKBs.
And another Blink Dagger jump forward to Rachio. Looking for more. Isn't going to find it because it's a Puck, but...
Concoction. Not a bad steal either. But yeah, we see the power of the BKBs there. That double jump. There's no save for that Mars. Just gets chain stunned into oblivion.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And once more, they'll retake the top 3 spots here after that fight. I mean, imagine that team fight on that Egg Arena top went their way, right?
Yeah.
They'd have 10, 12K lead right now. That shows the importance of that fight for Shopify and keeping this game stable right now. Maybe giving them a chance to contest Roshan when it comes to it. Though I don't know. That's going to be a tough ask.
Item-wise, is there anything coming in for Shopify that's big? Artis is working on Sanj. You've got Kaya Sanj for the Puck.
I mean, the BKB for Saberlight is probably the biggest item here.
Yeah.
Need to get him in, get that BKB off, make sure you don't get chain stun like that. You can land this arena.
hunting but not going to find anything. I can't imagine they can ever do Roshan confidently.
I don't think so. Not at this stage. 1 or 2 more items on our tour, sure, but
yeah.
I mean, they would love to with their lineup. You got that Phoenix, Mars around the pit. I mean, I guess these BKBs are still a concern, though. What do you really do about them?
Got to get the initiation not like that. Well, got the BKB out of it.
That's
so
value.
Still
now
not bad.
You have a window now.
Yeah.
You know, now if you had a bit more damage, you would just force the Roche, I think. I think that's enough to do it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, what is going on here?
Ouchie.
Works out. More at the shard, not the most valuable right now, but could pay off down the road.
Yeah, you would definitely prefer that to be the bench one, but that's okay.
That should help.
How's Quinn doing on his BKB? He's surely, yeah, I think it's flying out to him right now.
Yeah. He got a lot of farm in like the last 4 minutes here.
Okay, triple BKB. What are you gonna do, Shopify?
This is a very strong PowerPoint. Maybe the strongest in the game for Gaimin, to be honest. In terms of relative strength between these two lineups in a straight 5-on-5, you can do a lot of work here with triple debuff immunity.
Blink Spear. Oh, again, he blinks to the wrong spot there. Doesn't give himself a chance to be able to hit the spear before BKB on Dyrachyo.
Yeah, there might have been a window there.
Saberlight's going to have to start being a little bit more careful with his blink range. I think he's probably like overshooting it, and
Dire's middle tower is under
therefore
attack.
he blinks the lesser range.
Can you swap our Tor into Hoof Stomp? Just like insta-stun him? Is that a thing?
They try and blink stun him. It doesn't work here. Saberlight jumps in after that one with his BKB, taking a lot of damage in return. The swap back does manage to bail out the Alchemist. No, it doesn't. He still dies. Yopaj looks like he burned him out with his damage over time. Arteezy will die in return. So carry for carry down.
He got ticked by what?
I think it's his Witchblade.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah, I got.
is under
Oh, he had
attack.
Vessel on him too.
Yeah.
Heads up play by Theolacor to throw that Vessel on him in the middle of the fight, knowing he doesn't have the BKB for the Dispel. Big kill to pick up there, but of course you're losing lifesteal on the backside, so tough exchange. Really good Supernova placement. You're burning down this Alki. He gets swapped. He has shield, but he gets ticked. And then our Tor just overextends. Can't get back out. Doesn't have that infest because it was used on that Alk initially. Just no way out of there.
Do you think that Shopify is okay with just trading carry for carry? Like, in some ways, doesn't it stall out the game?
I mean, right now, yes. Right? Like, whenever you kill Alk in these early stages, it is more valuable because he's still accelerating at a faster rate than you are.
Mm-hmm.
But at a certain point, it comes down to whether you believe these other cores are outscaling Gaimin's other cores, right? Alk and Lifesteal are going to do similar things this game. To me, though, the wild cards are the other two for each team.
Yeah.
How much scale does this Leshrac pick up relative to the puck? I think Yopaj is the real wild card of everybody.
What a bounty!
If he gets a lot of farm in this game, I can see him carrying these fights.
Yeah, I think it's like we know that Leshrac is going to have a certain kind of impact.
Yes.
And very likely the Mars will have a bit more impact later in the game than the Centaur. So
usually that's how it goes on average, but again, he's like 4K
Radiant's
behind.
middle tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
Ace is finding a lot more net worth right now. And I also, I mean, Centaur, he can do a lot. Like, Zero can scale, he can be extremely tanky, he can be a huge problem. It's more like in the ultra late, he, to me, isn't on the same level in terms of spell impact, but...
he just made himself a whole lot tankier.
Yeah, there's an Infest Bomb coming.
Where do they get a jump here? Yopaj blinking into the pit.
Almost got bashed.
Has to jump to his orb on the other side. Now he's kind of stuck in a corner here. It's not the great. He has a BKB.
Yeah, for the calling.
Okay, a call swap in on to Tofu. They have this arena on a bunch of heroes, but they're all BKB, so they're all going to run out of this one Supernova on the side here. They ran into the Supernova, and they can't actually attack it. That allows a little bit more of a reset with the Sunray burning down some of these heroes. Saberlight's got to try and back himself away, while Arteezy needs to wait for his next round of rage. It's up now, so he's looking to challenge Dyrachyo, but Celery came in from behind, almost assassinated Saberlight. It's not good enough. Saberlight, Arteezy, Yopaj, all smelling blood in the water. They're going to try and chase after Gaimin Gladiators.
They know Ace is low, and they know there's no Alco running.
Yeah, no Chemical Rage, so they can chop him down pretty easily.
That calling.
If Arteezy can't get... Rage goes off. Oh, Ace almost finishes him off. Not quite good enough. They heal the Sun Rays, keeping the heroes alive ever so barely, while Quinn is strong enough to push these heroes back. But Yopaj, he is wily enough to stay out of any of these nukes. He's pretty healthy, just not quite having the damage to finish up the Centaur nor Tofu. But it doesn't matter. They've won the bigger part of the battle, and that's the fight for Roshan.
Dude, Ace is so tanky. Eternal Shroud on top of getting Glimmer Pavis that entire fight, but it's Quinn trying to carry the damage load here as Dyrachyo just can't really get anything done. BKB's traded out from Shopify Rebellion, and I think they're happy in that type of exchange. You trade the Rage and the Puck BKB for 2 or 3 on the side of Gaimin, you're happy with that. Because you're just going to re-engage with this Puck, and you have the silence, you have the control. The Rubik can get a good spell steal off. That fight ends up working out for them objective-wise. Not necessarily getting huge kills, but it's enough. Secure an Aegis on Arthur, and that's a big deal here. Eliminates one of those initiation targets, lets him play through some of these annoying silences.
Shopify did such a great job, Arteezy specifically, of like resetting around Rage cooldown.
Yeah, they almost overextended it that last portion into that last calling. Clipped all of them on the edge, but just disciplined enough to back up, reset, and Arteezy lives with some armlet toggles at the end.
Gaimin Gladiators won't back down, though.
Solar Crest finish.
They want to go again. They have a successful scan, but it's on a Puck.
It's just so hard to jump these hills blind. You're basically asking Dyrachyo to just guess. He does not want to guess, especially into this Aegis. You don't know where Shopify is right now. You also just don't want to give them more map control, and I like the BKB purchase from Yopaj. Talked about it's like BKB or Hurricane Pike, right? You have to eliminate this calling threat. And he has Maelstrom as well, so this Puck is scaling, man. He's going to be big. He's going to be a problem. There's no real direct answer to him. A battle of the Siggies here.
Level 20 for the Leshrac now as well. 40 Pulse Nova damage. I mean, he was already doing so much damage in that last fight. This kind of upgrade is pretty massive, but Arteezy, 3 minutes left on the Aegis. Are they going to hit high ground already? No. They just scare some heroes back from Gaimin Gladiators and call it good enough. They need that AC, or excuse me, they need that Abyssal Blade on Dyrachyo really badly.
I just don't even know if it's enough. Maybe it is, with Venge throwing some extra damage on top. Morta can get some right clicks in. Let's say you manage to Abyssal Yopaj. Is it good enough to bring him down? He lacks a lot of armor. It might be. The lucky bash on top. But there's a chance he's infested. I like the idea of starting these fights with the infested Puck because it gives him so much extra survivability on that jump. If he somehow gets caught, he'll still be able to get that BKB off.
Yeah, I think that BKB is such a nice touch. As you said, the calling is such a big counter to the Puck. If you throw an infested BKB'd Puck, what are you doing, man?
And then you're the ones who have to kite him out.
Another attempt and fail here.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
To do the Tormentor with just 3 for Shopify. A little silly.
Scotty for Artur. Again, I think this looks like a great Scotty game. He's going to be a real problem for this Alk. the way these items are panning out for both teams.
I mean, I think now he's a real problem for the Leshrac. Before, I don't think he could ever stick on the Leshrac, but now if Yopaj delivers him to Quinn, I think that fight might already... I mean, I guess there's Stampede.
Yeah, there's Stampede, there's Swap. There's a lot of utility and save in this game from both teams. None of these team fights are that simple. That's what makes it so interesting.
Go back to the Shivas.
Radiant.
I wonder if Ace is happy with his Eternal Shroud. I feel like a lot of players are not happy with that item.
It did work for him that last fight. You lived for a long time on low HP. I mean, what else do you go here, right?
Well, I guess my question is living longer helping more than amping the damage that your Leshrac is doing? Right? Because that's what, like, Shivas as opposed to Eternal Shroud would have done.
Well, you can't amp damage if you're dead, Austin.
Yeah, you can. Just go in, you amp the damage, you die. It's a lasting debuff.
Dire are scanning.
That is true. But not if you die first.
Now that is true.
Dire's bottom tower.
Parasma. So scary, man. Dude, whenever I see...
Got Arcane Rune.
Whenever I see a puck finish Parasma, I'm just like, oh, God.
You got the Quiver as well. Oh, I don't know if you want to interact with that guy right now.
Radiant's top tower.
One of these supports is going to get hit by a puck one time. The Liquor gets caught out. He was trying to go for the Wisdom Rune. And he'll pay the iron price for his attempt at it.
Hex on Quinn. He has Blink Hex.
Yeah,
now this is an opening, right? You combine this Blink Hex Lesh with the Blink Abyssal Alch. Suddenly, this puck is threatened. And there's not much Shopify can do to bail him out. Like, you can infest him, but that Chain Stun, in theory, is going to be there off this Hex duration. A really smart item choice, honestly. Opens up a lot more threat suddenly against these heroes. And you waited out that Aegis period. So Abyssal done, Hex done, and that Scotty done for Arteezy. Yeah, everybody getting what they want. Refresher for Saberlight. There's just so much threat now on the table. These initiations are way stronger than they used to be. It's pressuring the saves on both sides, but you've got to have more faith in this Ag's Venge swap and Stampede than Sunray and Rubik's Shard Lift if you get it, which he does.
Funnily enough, that BKB is going to be kind of awkward because that Scythe is going to get revealed at some point, and I think you would want to go back for a Linken's as Puck, right? But he just will not have the inventory space because of this extra BKB in his
going to have to rely on the BKB and the Infest. This is a very close game. There's so much parity in it, too.
Yeah.
Bellcaster mids trying to jump. Right-click carries that are dumb. The stunner offlaners.
The players or the heroes?
The character.
Okay.
Meaty boy offlaners.
Under attack.
Spell casting 4s. Saving 5s. Balancing all things.
The balance is going to be broken one way or another, though, in just a couple minutes because Roshan is about to spawn. And it's going to be a dire side Roshan if it spawns early. A late one will be to the advantage of Gaimin Gladiators on the Radiant side.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower.
Shiva's completed. There's your spell amp. Help the Lesh in the fight. More Kaidin power. Gaimin look like they're going to smoke here. Try and push this lane in. Gotta contest this Rosh. You cannot give up a Roshan in this game.
Look at this move. They're going to try and meet him. Oh, but they might not get here in time.
Well, they see that.
They dive. They put a ward on the high ground. They get the vision. Now they get the initiation, but an instant Hex hits the Mars, and he's not able to get off the arena in time. And Infest trying to save him out. Refreshers, and they can't save the Supernova. Darachu just cuts through that one, and now he can lay some life stealer as well. A clean wipe for Gaimin Gladiators in this team fight. They lose Celery, but they collect 3 lives.
Oh, they found
maybe get
Yopaj.
Yopaj. Yeah, they catch up to him too. What a reaction. Quinn making the best out of his Scythe, and Dyrachyo cleaves through a grouped up Shopify in that one.
I want a slow-mo replay of that fight starting. That Blink Hex was so fast on that Mars going in. And I feel like a lot of that was because they gem revealed the high ground. You dive in, you place the ward, they see the Phoenix, they see the obs. You know that's coming. You have a lot more time to react to this play. Such a fast Hex on this Mars. He gets off 1 spear and does not BKB. I guess you could also argue Saberlight needs to BKB on that jump, right?
Sure.
You don't know where everybody was. And Dyrachyo just cleaned house. That carry man fight did not look close. He cleaves the egg, he cleaves the lifestealer. The calling was causing them problems.
I mean, especially since he has Refresher when it comes to Saberlight, right? Like,
yeah, he should BKB there for sure.
You can safety do those things. We're going to get back into real time here where Gaimin Gladiators have taken the mid lane of Barracks and will now head towards that aforementioned Roshan.
That is a big strategical win. You went from a 4K game to 14, 15K. It's going to be 16, 17 after this Roche. And it gives you a high ground mechanism. He got to Swift Blink a pistol here. He got to that late game anti-lifestealer technology that we were talking about. I mean, this man fight is not close right now. RTZ's items are kind of meant to take the longer fight, wear them down with the Scotty, get a bunch of hits and chase this Lesh. It's not designed to just sit there and fight this Alchemist one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have a basher, let alone the attack speed that the Alc has.
This is not a close man fight if Gaming can force the issue and just end up in this straight 5-on-5. And so far, Quinn is getting his damage out a lot faster and a lot easier than Yopaj is. But a lot of that comes down to which of these offlaners can find the lockdown. There it was, the Hex plus this Hoof Stomp going in onto the Mars, which is the lockdown for Shopify, so they got both ends of that at the same time.
Dire's bottom tower is under
This
attack.
is a very strong timing push here. Pretty much have everything you need.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
They can hit the high ground so confidently because they have Stampede and Swap.
You still have to worry about these spear arenas. You get speared back, the rest of the team gets arenaed off. May not be able to get in range for that swap. But surely you're going to have to push it with this Aegis.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And there's not much more you're waiting for either way, right? Like, what is left to get here? SNK for Ace. You're just kidded. You're kidding on all these cores. And you know you're ahead, so you got to push it. No choice.
Time to roll up that high ground.
Top tower has fallen.
Got 3 minutes to use this Aegis. Time they're sitting here, it is giving Yopaj a window to hit some creeps, and he's getting close to 25, which is massive, and he's getting close to an upgraded item. Now, he's looking at either Mjolnir or Aghanim Scepter. I'm not a puck player, but I always feel like Aghanim Scepter is the beginning of the end.
Radiant are scanning.
Usually it is at the end. Does get to 25, so that's a big talent. Pierce that debuff immunity.
They can actually kind of force it, too, because they could coil Spear.
Yep.
And even failing that, just keeping them in the spot, even if they, like, BKB,
Yeah, I mean,
the Supernova successfully goes off.
even if you just spear a guy back and then you coil him,
Yeah.
that talent will do a lot of work here. He gets to Mjolnir, his damage output is, it's going to spike. Ancient Guardian for Artur, looking for any kind of damage he can get.
Okay, he's going to go for the Ags first. I like that. I just feel like the Ags is such a big upgrade once you get to this kind of late game damage.
It's big. He's also debating Divine Rapier here, though, so I mean, he just knows they need damage. They need it from somewhere, and it's got to be him or Arteezy at this point. You're not going to get much more from the other three here. It's going to come down to clutch team fighting. Where these jumps land, who they find. Dyrachyo thinking about a butterfly, but it's going to be an aggressive smoke from Shopify into the Aegis.
Laying out that axe to him now. They're going to get the initiation onto Celery. Is this just a pickoff? Or are Gaimin Gladiators going to try and fight this one? It seems like Dyrachyo wants to do just that. Abyssal Blade gets a basher too, but the Sunray is causing some issues. A stomp comes in from Ace, interrupts that heal, and now Arteezy is dead. He does have a buyback though. He's going to pop it here. Aegis is going to be wearing thin soon for Quinn. Dyrachyo's blinking forward, looking for more heroes. Hit by a telekinesis. He actually gets a stun on himself now. It's good enough to kill Saberlight. Oh, he pops a refresher. He's going to go for the buyback. Arteezy chasing down heroes. He finishes up the Venge illusion first. Now turns back onto Ace, who's gaudy slowed. So he may be tanky, but he's also not going anywhere right now. And without the Alchemist, they've run out of damage. Blink away. Quinn, can they still catch up to him? Stuck inside the arena for now. Quinn gets bumped into that one. He goes for the fight. They're going to buy back on Dyrachyo. He's going to try and get here in time, but Quinn is dying fast. The Bloodstone's not good enough. He dies as well. He also has a buyback. But Dyrachyo is coming into the fight soon.
Alchemist incoming.
Is this going to be good? But is this going to be bad? He got telekinesis. He's got a concussion again on himself. Now, the Lifestealer goes on to him. He's dead. Quinn, he's trying to get here in time. He's fighting back. He's fighting back, but Dyrachyo died back.
What is happening?
Now Quinn, it's his turn to suicide into Shopify Rebellion's lineup. Or maybe he'll live. No! Yopaj does too much damage. Cuts him down. Turn to Tofu. That's a dieback on both cores. And if Gaimin Gladiators just thrown away the game.
Arteezy Lifestealer, the stuff of legends, writes another page in the book. Come at me, bro. Any day of the week, he will take those fights in his base, and he eventually cuts through them all. But it begs the question of, like, what are you doing in this fight?
I don't
TPing to an outpost, running to the fight, you initiate off the stun yourself, don't get the ult off. Then you're getting turned on before that ult can do anything for you. Quinn gets pressured into buying back. I mean, no matter how you cut it, this is just a thrown and botched buyback situation. The only question is, are you going to lose the game here? 2 cores, no buyback. Ace does have his, but he's up at 30.
Can they go straight for the throne off this tier 3? They're going to go for it. We're going to see whether or not Gaimin Gladiators can hold.
There's another glyph.
3.
But AC bought Deso on the puck. They're just going for the buildings right here. They're stacking the minus armor. They want throwing right here, right now. You're going to have to buy this
They're trying to hold out. They're trying to hold on to these buybacks, at least one of them, so they can fight with multiple lives, because they know it's going to be so hard, but they just throw out the coil immediately. Go straight for the throne. They're trying to stop this. Supernova explosion stops them. He gets into the mix, but all in on the throne, and Shopify will close it out.
No way. What?